Hi guys, and welcome to what will be the last OMSI Bus Driver Training video in this little mini series. And as you can see, we are in Berlin X10 at the Roseneck terminus, and we will be driving in service a MAN DL05, as you can see in front, waiting to be all set up. Before I forget, if you want to fast forward to the end of the video, which I'm not encouraging, but right at the end of the video I will put some technical stuff about how to change the percentage of tickets that you sell. If you do, say, advanced ticketing and you find that you're having to sell too many tickets and you want to just lower the percentage of people who ask for tickets, I will show you how to do that. And I will show you some tricks with the money systems, in case you're finding when you use the money systems you're pressing one button and getting a different sort of coin from what you expected. And we'll talk about that right at the end of the video. But let's hop on this bus with an F1 and just start up the electronics. This is the new version of, or the updated version rather, of Berlin X10 map and DL bus. There was an update which I've just applied today. This is March 2020, and I haven't driven the update before, so yeah, exactly. Not a wise thing to do on a training video, but let's see how we go. Oh my goodness, you're saying that's not what it normally looks like. Yeah, that's not an Almex ticket machine. That's the new Atron AFR4 ticket machine. If your current date is after 2013, which it is for us, then that is what you get. Right, I struggled with this earlier today and had a lot of help from Gary and Manley and several other people. Apologies if I forget your names, but I think I've cracked it, because I've now actually found the PDF, which is under the add-ons folder in your OMSI system. And you start off not by, in fact, touching that machine. The best thing to do is get your tour first, because that does help you. So I'm going to be on the M29. Look for the next departure from Roseneck. 11:56 is our time now. 12:01. I suspect that's going to be the next departure. So I will grab that. That's tour number 2. But I don't have to remember that tour number. Okay, if you do that first, that's going to help you because it cuts out a screen. Hit the green arrow and it's inviting you to enter the LSK data. Now that looks like the Almex LSK, but if you put those numbers in it won't work. If you read the PDF you'll see that the first letter, like X or M or N, is entered in a different way. And for the M you first put an 8, then the number, which is line 29. The next 2 digits are always 0, and the route from Roseneck is 01. And then you hit the green arrow again, and with a bit of luck, yes, it's accepted it. If I hadn't have picked the tour first, you get taken onto another screen where you have to put the route number in 01, and that should still work, but why make life difficult? So that screen is giving you, it's going to roll through the different stops we're at, and you can change those with the arrows, and I'm guessing that's going to how the announcements, if the announcements go out of sync, I am guessing that's how you put that right. And as usual, the queue should update the display. Well, that's looking good. Okay, I've checked we're in neutral. The parking brake is on. So we are safe to start the engine. You can hear the air conditioning comes on straight away, so by default there's your air con for the passengers, and if you want recycled air to begin with, then you press that button as well, and this is the controls for the driver's area only. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. Oh my word. On this, and we'll see how we get on. I'm just going to set up my steering wheel here with a full turn to the right and left to make sure that's nicely centered during our run. Looking good, and a full depression of the brake pedal so we don't have a big severe brake the first time we use it. Okay, what I'm going to do is advance time a little bit here, just to help us. Pop it into drive, check in near side and offside, and then moving on to our passengers. She does.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I should say the tickets are all on the right hand side here. I've kind of worked out what they are, hopefully. Now that ticket, that beeping sound is a warning we're very close to departure time. If you tick that, that will just acknowledge it and switch it off. So there's your 4 tickets. Adult return, child return, adult single, child single, and over here you'll get to the day ticket. Okay, obviously need to close the doors. And time for departure. So we've only got the parking brake is off because we're on the station brake, which I've talked about in previous European videos. At the stops themselves you normally would only use the station brake, which has to be released. Mirror and signal, and then move out. This bus allows a full look back, which is handy. Got red lights in front. On our near side, just make sure we don't clip the taxis. And because I'm going straight over, I'm happy to be quite close to the taxis in this lane.
Roseneck.
Yeah, that's the stop we've just left. No, let's just stop over the lights. Okay, lights have changed. Sorry, I was getting sidetracked by the destination. So mirror and signal into this stop, which is a concave curb, so it's very awkward to get into, but there's nobody to get off, so we're only concerned with the front door.
Hi.
Moin. Teeplitzer.
Hallo.
Hallo.
Hello. Let me just check I've got that on advanced tickets in, which I have. I've got a fairly low percentage of ticket sales on this particular map. Mirror and signal. I noticed that the lanes coalesce here, so be quite careful with vehicles to my side.
Josef-Joachim-Platz.
Parked vehicle on the right. Not a problem, it's a nice wide road. The DL does sound a little different. We're going from a 50 into a 30. Just adjust my speed accordingly. Parked vehicle. Can pretty much stay on this track. Not a problem. Okay, the lights are green, covering the brake, so we're stopping, we're stopping, we're stopping. So I think I spoke before about having a point of no return on approaching traffic lights. So when you're a little way out, it can be useful just to move your foot over the brake but not touching the brake, because if the lights change then you're obviously going to be stopping. And then when you reach the point of no return, which would depend on your speed and the distance from the traffic lights, you can move your foot back across onto the accelerator, because if the traffic lights change then you're going to continue through in a safe manner. I'm really nervous about this first ticket sale.
Tag.
Guten Tag. Hi.
Hallo.
Hallo. Einmal kurz Stücke Kind, bitte.
It's a child single. I reckon it's that one.
Ich will ein Ticket haben.
Yeah.
Herr Busfahrer?
Aha. Right, well we've no change required. We've worked out that you press that text there, strangely, not any of the functional buttons. Okay, looking at my centre display here, when those doors opened, we had somebody get off, I think. They would go black. Once they've gone to closed position, just hold him for the blue car. Once they've gone to a closed position, bluish car, then okay. Goodness, I make so many verbal errors when I make these videos, it's not true.
Elbrückstraße.
Okay, green lights, usual process. Now I wonder if they've fixed this, because this stop never used to work. They've fixed
Tag.
it.
Eine
Yay.
Fahrkarte, bitte.
Okie dokie. Aha. And you're going to want some change to 60, I reckon. Woohoo! Mirror and signal. Oh, it's worth all the pain just for that. Got to park vehicle, so keep looking in my mirror, maintain the signal till I'm well out. And then judge your position on a new bus, particularly as you go by with the near side mirror.
Herthastraße.
The lanes are splitting here, just braking a little for that car crossing in front of me and going up to a stop on the right. Colleague over the way. Okay, I'm guessing that's about right for the distance. Let's just pop outside and have a quick look. Yeah, it's not bad. Tyres aren't touching the curb, nobody had to step into the road. And notice my visual aid here, I use this Q, is roughly, if you project it forward, roughly lines up with the top of the curb there. So mirror, signal, and away we go. I've got a dilemma here because there's a parked vehicle in my lane beyond the traffic lights, but I want to see what this blue car is doing. It's not indicating left.
Lünerstraße.
If I go behind him and he turns left, I'm going to be trapped. I don't want to be trapped, so it's still clear, maintaining the signal. Now I move out into the lane, avoiding the white car and the oncoming traffic all at the same time. Request at the next stop, so mirror and signal. I wonder how many differences we can spot on this run.
Hallo.
Hello! There's some people getting off. I've got another camera here that gives me a view down the side of the bus, in addition to being able to see the visual aid on the console for when the doors are closed. That's the centre and rear doors I'm particularly interested in. bus lane. Just over a minute late now. Too bad.
Bismarckplatz.
Okay, green light in front. You can probably hear from the note of the engine when I take my foot. And I'm watching this car very carefully. Now I'm braking because he's turning in front of me and he'll come to a full stop. So I'm just going to let this unwind. I'm not going to pull out. The blue car's giving way to me. Yeah, in a bus lane in Berlin you have to be careful of vehicles going across the lane to reach side roads, or indeed yet another lane.
Hallo. Guten Tag.
Hello. We're being led off fairly lightly with the number of people asking for a ticket, which I'm not complaining about. Beyond these lights, which are currently on red,
Rathenauplatz.
I think we've got an extra stop here. So if the lights are red, there's no point in rushing up to them. You may have to stop, or you may have to stop. If you can keep the bus rolling, then so much the better. Okay, I've got a problem now. I'm just going to let this blue car go by. Now he's giving way. I'll progress slowly, but I've now got to inch past this curb. What I wanted him to do really was go right past me. Because on that curb there you have to ideally take a fraction of the lane to your left. You're offside. Okay, bend to the right, so I'm looking in my near side mirror to judge that curb.
Guten Tag.
Hallo.
Hello.
Hallo.
Hello, hello, hello. Looking good. Mirror and signal. Got a bus lane in front of us, just making sure that red car's not wanting to come across into the road to the right. In fact, just going to hang back a fraction there, in case he was going to do that. And what's that van going to do? Lorry on the right. Green traffic lights.
S-Bahnhof Halensee.
Halensee. I don't think we stopped there. That's still a stand, I think. Halensee is this stop round here. Lights turning against us, as they always seem to do here. That van is new. This training video is turning into Spot the Difference. Good pedestrians all staying still on a red light. Okay.
Mahlzeit.
If you say so.
Hallo.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I can deal with hello and hi. In real life we'd do a little look over the shoulder just to eliminate that blind spot. I'm doing it here because I'm slightly concerned about this traffic to my offside as to whether it's going to change lane on me. This is OMSI after all.
Kurfürstendamm, Joachim-Friedrich-Straße.
So I've got diagonal traffic going to cross in front of the bus lane. They have indicated, so obviously brake and give them plenty of space. These two fellas don't appear to be. Not want to go alongside them at this point, nor at that point. Don't want to be the ham in the middle of the sandwich ever. I've got another lane changer in front. I'm just going to touch the brakes there. And the lights change against us. So I'm going to maintain this lane and obviously plan to change lanes the other side of this junction. Just making sure that car doesn't change its mind and want to go straight ahead when the lights go green. Oh, there he goes.
Mahlzeit.
Hi. Hallo.
Moin. Einzelfahrtschüler.
Okie dokie. I think that was that one. Do that. 10, 50.
Danke.
Do you?
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Moin.
Moin.
Hallo.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Coming up to 3 minutes late now, but on this route you tend to pick up time towards the end. We've got a bus behind us. Is that an M19 or an X10 that couldn't get round us? Just checking the parked vehicles as we pull out.
Leniner Platz, Schaubühne.
We've got a green light. I think it's not changed long, so it should stay green, but still cover the brake. No crossing traffic, and a bus stop to the right. So mirror and signal. Just try and speed things up a little bit here.
Hallo. Schönen guten Tag.
Hallo.
Hello.
Guten Tag.
Let's make sure we've got no crossing traffic here, although we have some pedestrians. They should be well clear by the time we get there. What's that white car doing? Not a lot.
U-Bahnhof Adenauer Platz.
It's making a left. Okay, junction's clear. Parked vehicle on the right, plenty of room. Green, covering the brake, we've got conflicting traffic. I can't see beyond the lorry, so that's a fairly easy decision to stop. Oh, I wonder if that's 110. Yeah. Good old 110. Really nice route, that. Almost as good as the M29. Yeah, I have to say X10 Berlin is my desert island OMSI map, so if I could only have one OMSI map, I'm afraid it would be X10 Berlin. Just the variety on this map and the quality of it, and the fact that it basically works. It's got some great buses. Yeah.
Hi.
Still just over 2 minutes late at this point. I've been quite busy. Okay, a mirror signal. I've got a problem with the park taxi. I'm going to just check my inside for street furniture as I do that, because as I mentioned in the previous video, if you pull out at an angle, your back is going to swing in the opposite direction, which means in traffic you could click, you could hit another vehicle, or pulling away from a bus stop,
Oliver Platz.
which is where it's more likely to happen, you could come into conflict with some street furniture or the bus stand itself. And in fact there's been several YouTube videos in real life along those themes, unfortunately.
Hi.
Heidi, hi.
Hi.
Hallo.
Hallo.
Hallo. Ein Ticket bitte.
Ein ticket bitte. Why not? I can still remember what to do. No, you're not going to like this because...
Dankeschön.
no, you're okay. I wonder if... somewhere around here there's supposed to be notes, but before they never actually worked. I'm going to leave that signal on for the moment because the bus lane is changing direction, so I want the traffic behind to be aware of that. Traffic behind is keeping its distance.
Leibtreustraße.
Okay, a diagonal crossing traffic. It happens at those diagonal white lines, by the way, on this map, so you always know where the vehicles are going to be potentially causing you a problem. So if we can get through these on the green, and we can. Lovely, lovely stuff. Park vehicle, so mirror and signal. I have to bring the vehicle right down in speed. Should have spotted that a little earlier, really. As always, you're trying to anticipate hazards and events as much as you can to give the passengers a smooth, safe ride.
Hallo. Hallo.
And that late anticipation on that parked vehicle meant that just keep an eye on the... yeah, that door was rather late closing, but all looks good. Yeah, something's
U-Bahnhof Ulandstraße.
Something's changed on the way the transmission sounds on this bus now. Not sure if I like it or not. What we got over there? M19 or M19? Like it's changing up in gears slightly sooner than it used to. Okay, red light, no hurry, just actually apply the brake. Got to stop beyond the red lights and a tourist bus stuck in the road, so we'll try and anticipate that. Try and get one anticipation correct. Now for me that means I want to stop sooner rather than later, that will make my swing out shallower. So I'm going to ask these people to step forward as soon as they start moving, which will make my life easier later. Ton of people getting off. That camera view has a slight lag in its change. Let's check for street furniture and people. The angle's not too great there. Cancel the signal and leave the tour bus alone.
U-Bahnhof Kurfürstendamm.
Now I've got parked buses on the right. They used to almost stick into the other lane. In fact, mirror, I'm going to still split this lane. just going to take me uncomfortably close to that bus if somebody was on my offside at the same time. Yeah, that bus is definitely protruding into the next lane. So I'll signal now to move back. Got a green light, could change on me at any time. Covering the brake. We're going. Get a bit of lag round here because you're near the main bus station. There's a lot of AI routes. It's not too bad. How are we doing for time? Actually, we're back on time.
Hi.
Hi. Hallo.
Hi,
Moin.
hi. Moin, moin.
Hallo.
Tag.
We'll get an awkward ticket right
Ich
at the
hätte
end.
gerne eine Fahrkarte.
Spoke too soon. No, it's not awkward. Okay.
Ganz schön viel Kleingeld.
Yeah, I don't know how to use the notes, sorry.
Hallo.
I'll work on it. That's my homework for tonight. Okay, clear on the near side of the bus. Mirror and signal. Even throwing a glance over the shoulder. Green light in front could change as one vehicle to the offside.
Europa Center.
Not far from the terminus now. So on this corner I'm going to watch this part vehicle, make sure we don't give it a clunk. Do that by looking in the near side mirror, make sure I've got the position correct. I've got the traffic level, because this is a training video, I've actually set my traffic level down quite a bit to what I would have it normally, so if Berlin seems a little bit quiet before midday on a Wednesday, that's part of the reason. But of course that depends where you set your traffic level.
Moin.
Hi.
Hi, hi. Centre doors closing. Another check. And the light's gone against us. Now I'm going to push into this lane because if you look beyond the junction I want that centre lane obviously. So why not occupy it now? Put a stake in the ground. Yeah, the problem with coinage I was talking about before, lights have changed. On my console down here, like when I press 20 I got a 20, when I press 50 I got a 50, etc, etc.
U-Bahnhof Wittenbergplatz. Endhaltestelle, bitte aussteigen. Terminus, please leave the bus here.
But if I was driving a bus, an older bus that had physical Deutschmarks, then that wouldn't be the case. I'd press one denomination and get another. You can kind of work it out and live with that. That will still work. It just means your advanced ticketing, if you use that, gets a tad more complicated. So I'll show you at the end of the video how to change the money pack. Talking too much. Okay, everybody's off. Doors are closed and locked. Clearance signal. Cars are way off. And there go the lights. Yes, I'm going to show you how to change the money pack, and that's relevant for European buses when they went from, say, Deutschmarks to Euros. So the older buses will have physical Deutschmarks and the newer buses, such as this DL, will have Euros. But it applies to some Is that car going? It applies to some UK buses as well. Not Deutschmarks and Euros, but the first money pack that came out, the GBP money pack,
U-Bahnhof Wittenbergplatz.
has been superseded some time ago with the UKDT GBP money pack. But just occasionally, if you want to drive an older bus, just here at that point, I'm going to get into that lane. The way to do it is to get that right level, and then as you swing round, that should bring us nicely into the lane. Thank you. And then all we do is pull up over there. Probably go just beyond that bus. Just watching for any pedestrians crossing at this point, which they do sometimes. Just give it a little horn there to make sure he knows that I'm coming in. Probably not necessary. Because this is a concave curb, one that bends out towards you, you can get this marker in a bit further without hitting the curb. Okay. I promised to show you how to make those changes. So what you need to find first of all is the global.cfg file in the map folder. And you'll find a clause money system, as I've indicated here, which tells you which particular money pack it's using. And what I do is I have some commented out money packs so that I can just swap in the one that I actually want to choose for a particular period of time, and I haven't got to look anything up. So that will control your money pack. And here I indicated the just for completeness the GBP one, and there's also a UKDT one as well. Okay, that was money packs. The other thing I wanted to indicate was that's exactly the same thing as we saw before. Get there in the end. Here we go. So the same file, global.cfg, has also got in a clause for the ticket pack. So the ticket pack is pointed from the global.cfg file, which is in your map folder. So you can actually change the ticket pack that's used in a particular map if you want to. The only reason I'm showing you this is that's where you find the correct ticket pack that's actually used. Don't jump to a conclusion that one that sounds right is the correct one. Actually find it in the global.cfg first, and it's a file with an extension OTP. So when you find that file in the ticket packs folder, so this is the ticket packs folder, in this case we're looking at one for buses of the West Country, so there's the file botw.otp. When you open it up, under the clause ticket pack there's 4 real numbers starting with a 0 and then a decimal point. The second number is the fraction of people who will ask for a ticket from the driver. So in this particular case, and in most cases, I set it at about 0.08. I do vary it a bit sometimes, but 0.08 means in essence 8% of the people will ask for a ticket on average. And I find that that works well with most maps. The default value is somewhat higher. I just find that there's too many people asking for tickets. So if you edit these files, do so at your own risk, of course. Make sure you don't make any formatting errors when you do it. Take a copy of the files so you can recover any errors that you make if your OMSI system then fails to work. But you shouldn't have too many problems. Okay, if you have been, thank you very much for watching and listening, and I'll be doing some more videos with me talking a great deal less, which I'm sure will be a relief to everybody. Thank you very much.